Hi, the SI meteorologist Paul Dorian here on Friday, March 23rd. Well, of course, it's been very warm for a couple of weeks now, and in some parts of the Mid-Atlantic region today will actually turn out to be the warmest day of all. Temperatures could peak out at about 80 degrees in D.C. and in Philadelphia. 80 in Philly would be a record, as the record right now is 78 degrees from 1938. Central Park has a shot at a record as well, which is 76 degrees. As they should reach the mid-70s before a northeast flow starts to pull in some cooler ocean air late in the day and then again tonight. Now the weekend will certainly turn out to be cooler and wetter, and parts of the Mid-Atlantic region will get the heaviest rainfall that we've had in quite a while, perhaps up to a couple of inches of rain in Maryland and parts of northern Virginia and maybe southern Pennsylvania as well. And the cooling trend will continue early next week as a strong Canadian cold front will come through later in the day on Monday, and that'll pave the way for perhaps the 30s for lows Monday night and Tuesday night throughout much of the Mid-Atlantic region. Well, let's take a look at the latest surface map, and here's that backdoor cold front right now cutting through New England, and there will be a light northeast flow of air developing later on in the day. However, temperatures should have enough time and enough sunshine over the next several hours to reach some lofty levels. Again, the mid-70s in Central Park, and 76 is the record there, perhaps near 80 in the Philadelphia region before the wind shifts to the northeast, and 78 is the record there. D.C. does not quite have a shot at a record, which is, I believe, 93 degrees, but they too should reach 80 degrees. This Canadian high will then filter in somewhat cooler air over the weekend, and there's quite a bit of moisture associated with this very slow moving system in the south central part of the U.S., and that will continue towards the Mid-Atlantic region for the weekend. Here's a current GOES visible satellite image. Not too bad right now. There's some low clouds and fog around the Mid-Atlantic region from D.C. up to New York, but nothing like the last couple of mornings. As a result, that'll burn off even quicker than it did the last couple of mornings, and we'll have more sunshine, and that'll boost temperatures to, again, perhaps record levels in parts of the Mid-Atlantic region, near 80 degrees in D.C., 80 degrees in the Philadelphia region, and 75, 76, 77 or so in Central Park. There are some clouds associated with that backdoor cold front, and that'll slowly slide down the coast, but for the most part, that northeast flow of air will not play much of a role in today's high temperatures. Temperatures may start to cool off, especially in New York City, mid to late afternoon, but after it reaches lofty levels in the mid-70s. Lots of clouds out here over the Ohio Valley. They will increase tonight, and showers could break out anytime late tonight and continue off and on right through the rest of the weekend. Well, let's take a look at a couple of GFS forecast maps. We'll look at tomorrow morning, then Sunday morning, and then Monday morning. By tomorrow, here's the precipitation that kind of rotates its way in from the southern part of the Tennessee Valley, this deep south, into the Mid-Atlantic region. Again, showers can break out, perhaps even a thunderstorm tomorrow afternoon in parts of the Mid-Atlantic, and that'll continue right into the day on Sunday. Let's jump ahead now to Sunday morning. And here is Sunday morning, and there's some indication still of a Mid-Atlantic coastal storm developing here, and that'll kind of enhance the precipitation along the Mid-Atlantic region. It'll turn quite a bit cooler on Sunday. Sunday it'll be a struggle to get out of the 50s in most of the Mid-Atlantic region, and there should be a decent breeze coming in off the ocean. At some point late Saturday night into Sunday, the rain can fall pretty heavily at times, especially in the southern half of the region, let's say from southern Pennsylvania on southward towards Maryland and northern Virginia. And perhaps up to 2 inches of rain could fall out of this whole weekend pattern around D.C., and more than an inch in Philadelphia, and more than half an inch across New York City, which is going to be the wettest period we've had in quite a few days here in the Mid-Atlantic region. By Monday, that storm will move out and will dry out and get a little bit mild, but that milder trend on Monday will be cut off quickly by a Canadian cold front that'll roar through the region here by Monday night. A strong north to northwest flow of air will develop by Monday night, and temperatures Monday night and again Tuesday night could drop into the 30s, which of course will be quite different than what we've been experiencing recently. So one more very warm day, probably the warmest day until next month sometime, and then a cooling trend for the weekend, much wetter for the weekend, and another cold shot coming Monday night, Tuesday, and Tuesday night. That's it for now for the SIweather.com. I'm the SI meteorologist, Paul Dorian.